Hey, coach. It's crazy to think over the last, two home games, heartbreak in the last 2 seconds or less. In your lacrosse career, regardless if it was as a player or a coach, just being around the game, can you recall anything like that in such a short stretch?
Uh, Probably not. Just nothing comes to memory here too quickly. Um, but that's what this league is right now, though. Like I say, it's not just us. It's happening to a few guys where every game is this tight, right? And yeah, we're looking at our tails between our legs here a little bit, but at the same time, we're 2.6 seconds away from being, on the right side of the season here right now. So we just gotta again continue. It is what it is for us. Uh, we just got to make sure that for next time 2.5 seconds better.
You took a timeout late in the fourth, tried to convert, didn't go home. Colorado then calls a timeout. Did you have like almost a little bit of deja vu there on the bench of, wait, last time we were home, we were in a very similar spot and just logistically, defensively, what you were going to do in that situation?
Yeah, we were prepared, and again, they capitalized on, what we'll call a mistake is that we wanted to stay a little tighter. But when somebody kind of sweeps across the top of the floor, kind of unguarded, it's kind of hard not to get out on hands because we get out on hands all so often, right? But they stretched us, and then they dumped it behind us, and Zed kind of buried that shot. Yeah, that he missed 2 weeks ago against Halifax. So it's one of those ones that we were prepared for. We just kind of mentally got away from what we wanted to do, and it cost us.
It seemed like the trend throughout this year when you've been up in games in the fourth quarter, you're up two with like 10 minutes left, and then they rattled off two goals in like 30 seconds. And you could kind of see that's obviously where the momentum shifted. But as a coach and the rest of the coaching staff, is there something that you can do when you recognize that situation to almost have that characteristic where you've seen, hey, these games have gotten away in these scenarios to just calm the guys down, or what are you guys going to do now moving forward if a situation like that comes?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of it's got to come from the experience of going through it, and again, I did like they got their couple real quick ones on us, and then we locked it down. And as again, we didn't get many opportunities either in the last 4 minutes, 4.5, 5 minute stretch there, right? So it's just like I say, experience plays a big factor into that. Again, I thought we were emotionally in check still, and we were. Again, it's just one of those things that, like I say, we're on the wrong side of it right now. Last year, if you look at our schedule and our season, we were on the right side of a bunch of one goal games. Right, we're not this year, so it is what it is. Again, that we just have to make sure that we're preparing to play for entire 60 minutes. Um, and you know what? And then hopefully we'll start getting a couple bounces that go our way here.
In terms of special teams, did convert on two power plays, but five chances, one of the most that you've had in a game so far this season. Just wondering what you thought about the unit on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know what? Again the first half and most of it offensively. We were really cute. We weren't very deliberate. We're in the second half. We became a little more deliberate. We were a little bit more. I'm going to say a little bit more forceful. Where our opportunities were there, we actually took a shot, trying to instead of trying to be cute, make another pass. And I thought power play wise was the same. The first couple we had in the first half, we were trying to finesse it a little bit too much as opposed to just making sure we're engaging, we're stepping in the lanes to again to draw that defender into a better lane for us and put Porto out of position and yeah. So I thought the second half we were a bit better doing that, and again we capitalized. Yeah, we capitalized one of two, I think, in the second half, anyways.
So now three straight on the road, starting against Philly. Very similar offensive team in terms of production to Colorado. I think they've scored like 102 goals and, right around the same amount of games that Colorado has played so far this year. So how does that maybe help preparation going from a team like Colorado, very similar in this upcoming week against Philly?
Yeah, very similar output, but very different in their gameplay. They got a couple more bigger bodies there. This will probably be one of the more physical offensive groups that we will see. Again, they all set hard picks. They get through the middle, and they all create great opportunities for the guy beside them. So, yeah, we're going to have our hands full here. And again, we just got to make sure. Again, we're in lanes, we're closing gaps, and again, we're trying to hopefully dictate the shots that we are going to see. We want them in our particular areas, and if we can get, like say, get on hands and control the gaps, I like our chances here again. We'll see. Well, we got to execute, and then we'll see what happens.
Thanks, coach. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Adam, you're up.
Perfect. Hey, coach, how you doing?
Good, Adam. Yourself.
Good. Good to see you after a few weeks. I haven't been here, and I'll see you this weekend in Philadelphia as well.
Oh, there you go.
Griffin touched on a couple of different things. When you look at the last couple of losses at home, what are you telling the guys in the locker room? Because emotions can get high, and especially guys can start to feel down and deflated. What is the messaging, and how do you control their emotionality?
Yeah, you know what? Again, it's one of those situations that we've kind of put ourselves into the spot we are. Right, we can't look elsewhere. We can't look outside, and it's someone's going to come in here and change the outcomes for us. We gotta. That's one thing. When we think we're okay, that's what kind of things kind of bite us in the butt here. So again, the mentality for us is that we got to keep our foot to the pedal to the metal. We can't let up, and we can't think things are okay because obviously, standings wise, results wise at home, especially lately, is we're not on the right side of things. We gotta compete, and we gotta complete. What we want to do here, both offensively, defensively, and especially between their straight lines.
And when it comes to how you guys compete, particularly on the road, I mean, 2-2 this year and only allowing just above 10 goals a game, it seems to be working out. Not many teams have that kind of road success. What is clicking when you guys are away from home?
You know what? It's one of those funny things that. And you never know, we might start treating the home game like a road game as well here soon enough. But it's just one of those things where some of again, you always appreciate your family being in the building, and we want that atmosphere here. Parents, your kids, like the family atmosphere, our fans. We always want to put our best foot forward there, but sometimes that pressure is not there on the road. It's a bunch of guys hanging around Friday afternoon. Telling stories, goofing around, getting prepared, and all we got to worry about is the guy beside us. We're not worried about making sure, my parents got their tickets, this, that, and the other. It's maybe it's a little more clarity on what our task at hand is. Those little distractions are not quite there. That could be possibly it. And at the same time, maybe we like to quiet the crowds down a little bit too here. Who knows? Maybe it's a little extra motivation, maybe, but. Yeah, we can't quite put our finger on it, but let's see the next three games here, see what results of being on the road actually are for us.
And so one of the positives, I mean, obviously, this team thrives offensively, and when you look at a team like Philadelphia, they average the second most shots against in the National Lacrosse League, and when it comes to goals against average, it's the fourth worst in the NLL. Not that this is an entirely data-driven league, but when it comes to numbers like that, and you see that they're letting up a ton of goals, does that give you and the guys confidence that this can be a game where you guys can kind of take control offensively?
Yeah, you know what, and I think with our group, we always have that feeling, anyways, that we're going to have a good night. And it's just when it starts to become a bit of a grind. And again, the times that we did not have the offensive output, we were playing against a defense that was structured a certain way, but they were big, they were physical, and we didn't quite execute. Philly is big, they're physical, but they also get out on hands and stretch the floor, which allows us to, make sure the ball movement sort of capitalize. So we like to think, and again, sitting here, I would love to say we're going to have one of those nights against Philly, but at the end of the day, it comes down to our execution. And again, committing to the plan, sticking with the plan regarding regardless of what's happening. Because again, in every game, there's a stretch where things get a little stale. And we just got to make sure that that we find a way to get through the slog and just commit to what we need to do.
And it does seem, and this is my last one for you, it does seem like, stepping up every possession, especially defensively, is going to be key. The Wings are arguably the most efficient team in the National Lacrosse League. They average the second fewest shots per game, but then are scoring the second most goals per game. So they're really taking advantage of every opportunity offensively. How do you make sure that, I guess the guys are locked in? Is that something that, you maybe tell the guys during the week or in practice about how efficient they are, or, how do you approach that?
Yeah, again, you just said that, our league is not entirely number based, but we do have like I said, we do have a lot of metrics that we throw at these guys to make sure that they're aware at least of what's going on. And as you said, most of the guys are shooting well above 20% as far as the shooting percentage goes, and as a team, that's rare. Right, so it's not one guy we got to focus on. It's Resi, it's Mitch, it's Brendan O'Neill, and then if you're going to gap on them, Caputo or Leclerc is going to get themselves open, and I haven't talked about the big boy 10 there yet either. Right, so or the guy we know well and hold it. Like, they are playing such a good team offensive group right now that we need to be locked in every single shift. And that is something that we're going to continue to communicate and make sure that we do our best to be at. Because again, they are very efficient, and again, they're very methodical. But the system they run, they've all bought in and they run it well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Coach. See you this weekend.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, Ripper, you got anything to wrap us up?
Yeah, it's kind of a homecoming for Mike Sisselberger. How nice is it going to be to have him back in the lineup?
Yeah, you know what? He was again. He's been here for a short time, but he's impactful for us. And yeah, we did miss him a little bit last week. I thought Halsey did a great job for us. And again, I think we were about 50% on that face-off dot. But yeah, having the ability to again get those possessions and be a little fresher in the back end, a little bit more, like I say, aware and get the reps at the front end will hopefully benefit our group here. And yeah, let's again, he's from the area, and again, we hopefully he puts his best foot forward, and we can do a job for him and make his, like I say, his area proud.
I did just want to chime in and thank you, Ripper, for asking that. So Sisselberger is back in the lineup this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Rip, is that everything?
Yeah, that's. I thought did Adam just ask Mike something?
He just got confirmation on Sisselberger returning to the lineup. So,
all right. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm all set. I always see Haser anyway, so if I have a question, I'll just grab him on the plane.
Okay, I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being a part of today's media avail, and Haser, good luck this weekend in the city of brotherly love.
Thanks. Appreciate the time, guys. Take care.
Take care, everybody.